Brian? Got that other one ready. You want to be my caller? Thank you. Thank you. Are you on the stream and can you hear me? Yeah. Gary, can you hear me? Testing. All right. All right, folks, welcome back. Game 2 between Peoria and the Vipers. Peoria won the first one 2-1. 2 goals in the third period, but a really good game. All right, here we go. Game 2. Vipers coming out with Luke, Axel, and Tony, with Mason and Nolan on D. Sam Haas starting goal. And here we go. Luke up to center ice, into the Peoria zone, fires a shot wide. Axel with the rebound, just lost control of it for a second. And Peoria comes back out of the zone. Cross ice pass. And Nolan able to get over there and help. Shot deflected by Sam. And now Tony breaks it out of the Viper zone up to Axel. Cross center ice, dumps it into the zone. Goes off for a change. And Stas, Kyle, Sebastian out there now. David and Bennett on defense now. Bennett up to Sebastian along the board. Sebastian into Kyle. Into the zone. Kyle takes a tight angle shot, blocked aside. And Peoria comes away with it in their own zone. Oh, missed on the pass. David back to collect in his own zone. Up ahead to Stas. Can't corral the pass, and it goes to Peoria. Oh, hold on. The door to the Peoria penalty box came open during play, and looks like somebody got shoved in there, so we have a stoppage. And now we've got Eli, Jacob, Brendan with Mason and Steven. Face off just outside Peoria zone. Peoria wins the draw. And now they come on into their own zone. Steven plays the body, knocks his man off the puck. And puck squirts loose behind the net. And now Peoria comes away with it right in front of Sam. And Brendan able to clear it to center ice. And Peoria brings it right back in, dumping it deep to Mason, who spins back around for Steven on the other side. Oh, Steven takes a huge hit into the boards. And they've got a penalty coming up. It seemed like the Peoria player extended his arms and shoved Steven backwards, hit the boards kind of hard, and he is still down. We'll see if that's going to be a 2 and a 10. And now Steven getting up. Able to skate off on his own. And the Vipers will be on the power play. Well, they're actually going to call that as a 5-minute major. So not a 2 and 10, but a 5-minute major boarding penalty. The Vipers will have a 5-minute power play. And it looks like that player has been ejected. And he has. Number 44 is done for the night. Now, Vipers win the draw. David puts a shot on net that gets deflected wide. Now Luke to Axel. Well, Axel looking to put it back to the point. Nobody there. David collects at center ice and pushes it forward. And David had a shot, lost the puck there. Nolan dumps it on net. Blocker to side. And Peoria unable to clear the zone. That's that's Luke. Able to keep it in nicely. Now Nolan over to David. David with a high shot blocked. Gets his own rebound. Shot on net, blocker to side. And now comes Tony away with it. Back to David. Over to Nolan. Oh, looking for Axel in front of the net. He gets tipped wide there. And Peoria clears it back. And icing waved off as Nolan collects in his own zone. And here we go. Nolan leaves it for Stas. Stas, shot right in front, saved by the goalie. Over in the corner for Sebastian. Peoria cannot keep it in. Oh, Kyle. And the Vipers will be offside. Puck squirted across really quick. Kyle tried to bring it back, but the ref saw. So Sebastian, Stas, Kyle with Mason and Bennett. There's 3 minutes, 39 seconds left on the 5-minute major to Peoria. And Vipers control the puck. Now comes Mason to Kyle. And Kyle is going to bring it into the zone. He's going to leave it for Bennett. Bennett makes a move. Back to Kyle. Kyle dumps it down low where Mason collects. And Mason beats his man. Oh, tried to shove it up front to the front of the crease. Nobody home. And now it comes to, and the Vipers taking a bunch of shots. Nothing really on net though. And Bennett beats his man, takes it in. Over to Mason. Mason with a shot blocked. And Peoria clears it down again for an icing. 2:45 left in that penalty to Peoria. 10:41 left in the first period. So Brendan, Eli, Jacob with Nolan and David. And the face-off comes to Nolan, over to David. David's shot blocked, Brendan right in front. And the rebound shot saved by the goalie. And Jacob on the draw. One to Peoria, cleared over into the corner where Brendan's on it. To Jacob. Brendan now back to Nolan. Nolan with a wrap pass to Brendan. Tried to leave it for Nolan, but Peoria gets there first and clears it. 2:10 left on the Peoria penalty. David to Eli. Eli over to Nolan. To the front. Luke with the shot. Blocked. Nice play. And Peoria able to clear it out of the zone. And with a light shot, fluttered at Sam. Easy save. Now 1:40 left from that 5-minute major. Luke, Axel, Tony out there with Bennett and Mason. And Bennett controlling behind his own net. Coach Tim imploring him to move it. And here comes Luke. Luke with some speed into the Peoria zone. Makes a move. Puck flutters into the corner. Now it is taken by Bennett. And Peoria able to clear the puck to center ice. And we have another penalty coming up on Peoria. So with 1:05 left in the major, Peoria picks up another penalty. So the Vipers will have just over a minute of 5-on-3. Stas, Kyle, and Sebastian with David and Nolan. Stas wins the draw to Nolan. Nolan right in front. Tried to place a shot, but the goalie saw it coming. And Peoria clears it. 50 seconds left in the two-man advantage. David brings it over the line to Stas. Stas back to David. Dumps it up front. Too many people there. Oh! David tried to make a nice pass across the crease. The Vipers just missed there. Now Stas tries to shoot to the far side. Goalie sees it, blocks it aside. Now Nolan. There we go. All right. Nolan got the puck on the far side. Started heading towards the net, and put it top right corner over the blocker of the goalie. 1-0 Vipers. They will still have a two-man advantage. Oh no, they will not. Not sure how that works. I would have thought that they cleared the minor penalty, but with the major penalty, there's still 28 seconds left. No matter, 5-on-4 for the next 20 seconds. Now, there's Brendan up to Jacob. Jacob brings it in over the line, leaves it for Bennett, who's able to get it across to Mason. Mason with the shot, saved by the goalie. Into the corner goes Brendan. Gets it to Mason. Mason cross ice to Bennett. Oop. Puck jumps over a stick out of the zone. Yep, and here comes Bennett again. Oh. And Peoria able to put it into the Viper zone. And here comes Mason. Up to Eli. Peoria right there, though. And the Vipers come away with it at center ice. And they try to dump it in the zone, but they hit Mason. Over to Bennett. Back to Mason. And puck squirts free to Tony. who brings in the Peoria zone. He's got Luke with him. Shovels in front, hits the goalie. Puck comes to David. Long shot into the goalie's glove. And they freeze. 1-0 Vipers. And the Vipers playing much more lively in this game. According to the scoreboard, 15 shots for the Vipers, only 2 so far for Peoria. 1-0 with the score, 7:09 left in the first period. Now Peoria takes a draw, but they can't clear it. Goes to Nolan, whose shot is blocked, and now tipped up to center ice. And now Peoria enters the Viper zone. David looking for Tony. Pass missed, but cleared the zone. And Peoria looks to dump it in. Goes to David, though. And David beats a couple men, is now heading up ice into the zone. And now Stas comes in to help. Puck squirts free to David. Goalie saw that one the whole way, makes an easy save. Puck comes over to Nolan. And to Sebastian. And now the puck squirts free back to the neutral zone, where Tony sends it to David. And David across the line puts a high shot on net, saved by the goalie. Well, they're going to have to hustle back. And the Vipers, lucky, they were almost caught on an odd man rush there. But the puck comes to David. Now to Kyle, over to Bennett. And Vipers still looking to regroup. Up to Kyle, who dumps it in. So we got Kyle, Sebastian, Brendan now, along with Mason and Bennett. And Kyle and Stas battling the Peoria down below the Peoria net. Kyle comes away with it to Mason. Mason back to Kyle. And they can't control it. Goes free to the neutral zone. Now to Bennett. And he's taken off the puck. And Peoria brings it into the offensive zone. And now Stas. Cross ice for Brendan. Into the Peoria zone. And had a couple defensemen on him. Lost the puck. And it goes back to neutral zone, where Brendan collects and sends it over to Mason. Mason to Kyle. Kyle, Brendan couldn't handle the pass. Peoria clears it back. Oh, almost to too many men. But it looks like it didn't hit anybody as the Vipers were going off for a change. So now we have Eli, Jacob, and Axel. That's Eli with a nice move. Over to Axel in front, but he was covered pretty well. And Mason dumps it back in deep. And Mason able to take the puck from them. But he's checked into the boards. And Peoria's got a one-on-one now. Nice stick by Mason. Saved a much more difficult chance. Now Peoria wins the draw, but Bennett collects behind his own net, up to Tony. Back to David. David cross ice to Bennett, but Peoria's on that. And Bennett forced to retreat to pick it up. Now gets David on the far side. That's a high stick. They didn't call it. And Tony out of the zone. Up ahead to Sebastian, cross center ice. And he dumps it over into the near corner for Luke. Oh, and we have another penalty coming up on Peoria. That's the second time they've made a hard check into the boards. Then it's okay, though. And now we've got a 5-on-4. Stas in there. Controls the puck in the corner. And they're going to blow it dead. And the Vipers will go on the power play again. Number 3 off for the Mustangs on a rough. So, on the power play, we've got Brendan, Stas, and Kyle with Mason and Nolan. Face off in the Mustang zone. Won by the Vipers to Mason. Over to Nolan. Dumps it down low for Kyle. Collects to Stas. Stas right in front of the net looking for somebody. Nobody home. And Peoria comes away with it. Fires a shorthanded shot that's saved by the knob of Sam's stick. Now Stas back the other way. Leaves it for Kyle. But Peoria able to deflect it, but it comes to Mason. Now they're able to clear it out of the zone. Bennett over to Brendan. Back to Bennett. Cross ice to Kyle, who brings it into the zone. Pass goes to Stas, but Peoria able to get a stick on it. Now Bennett able to keep it deep. 1 minute left on Peoria's penalty. And the Vipers try to dump in the zone, but it's picked off by Peoria, who come back the other way now. And they clear it down into the Viper zone. Now here comes Axel. Over to Eli. Cross center ice. Into the Peoria zone. Eli looking up front. Oh, Peoria there. Now back to David. Shot towards the middle of the net. Goes wide. Now Stas had the puck over on the wing. Fired it right at the goalie. And now Peoria comes away with it. But David back on D. Nice stick. Keeps the Peoria man from being able to make it. Oh, I guess all the hockey experts over on the Peoria side agree with the call, even though they just learned what interference was yesterday. So 7 seconds left on the Mustang power penalty, and then 7 seconds of 4-on-4, and then the Vipers will be on the kill. Coach Tim sending Nolan and Bennett out there with Jacob and Tony. And they're able to clear it out of the zone. And the Peoria power play now over. They go on a 5-on-4 advantage. Oh, Peoria looking for the man on the backside. And he just missed it. Now they control. Shot gets deflected. Sam makes the nice save. Rebound cleared. And Peoria able to keep it in still. Oh, Peoria with a nice pass on front. Just didn't connect. And Tony clears to center. Now Peoria loses it on their way into the zone. Up comes Nolan. Intercepted by Peoria in. Nice stick by Mason ends that chance. And that is the end of the first period. Still 51 seconds left on the Peoria power play. 1-0 Vipers. 18 shots for the Vipers in that period, 6 for the Mustangs. And the Vipers will start the second period on the penalty kill. Sebastian and Luke out there with Oliver and Mason. If any of you didn't watch the morning game, Oliver returned for the first time since suffering a broken arm against the Leafs in October. Good to see it. Now here we go. Peoria's got the puck in the zone. And Mason able to take his man to the corner. But Peoria gets it back up top. Shot on. Blocked by Sam. Now Peoria comes away with it in the corner. 20 seconds left on the power play for Peoria. And the puck comes to the defense. Ooh, shot doesn't get through. Too many legs. And Mason able to clear it over to Oliver, who's able to clear the zone. They're going to wave off icing. And here comes Luke. The Peoria man fell down, and Luke was able to take advantage of it. Kill off the rest of that penalty. We're at both teams at full strength. Now comes Peoria. Shot saved by Sam. Puck along the corner to Stas. Up ahead to Brendan. Back to Stas. Stas brings it into the Peoria zone. Ooh, backhands it across the crease. Nolan with it, just happens to miss on his pass attempt. Comes near side to Stas. And Kyle to Brendan. Brendan tried to backhand it to the front of the net. The Peoria stick stopped that. Now Brendan to Stas. Over to Bennett. Bennett down low to Kyle.
Let's go, Mustang!
And Peoria rings it around to the far side. And they're able to clear the zone. And Bennett will just dump it deep. Oh, they called offsides, even though we were just trying to dump it in for a change. And we've got Jacob, Eli, and Axel out there with David and Mason. And face-off goes to David in his own zone. Up ahead to Eli. Tries to find a man, but it goes to Peoria, who turn it right back over. Up ahead to David now. Dumps it deep in the zone. Axel to chase. Nice job shielding the puck there. And now Peoria into the Viper zone. Shot by Peoria. Nice save by Sam. Now Peoria shot. Vipers let that man come to the high slot, basically untouched, gets a shot off, but Sam saw it the whole way. And Coach Tim goes in for a change. Tony, Sebastian, Luke with Bennett and Nolan. And Luke wins the draw to Nolan into the corner. He's got two Peoria men on him. Luke comes over to help. Comes away with the puck. Over to Bennett. Bennett circles back. Changes sides to Nolan. Bennett gets knocked down off the puck. And Peoria is going to get another penalty. Vipers on 6-on-4 as Sam clears the net. Oh! Vipers had Kyle hanging high by the far blue line, looking for a stretch pass. Just missed. But Peoria off to the bench, off to the penalty box. 11:43 left in the second. Still 1-0 Vipers. as they go on the power play. Brendan, Stas, and Kyle with David and Mason. Stas on the draw, wins it to Kyle. Back to David. Up ahead to Brendan. Rings it around into the zone where Kyle gives chase. And Peoria comes away with it. And, well, now Peoria able to push it forward now into the Viper zone. But now Kyle takes it, chips it up ahead. Brendan can't handle the pass. And Peoria and that will be an ice. Minute 18 left in the Peoria penalty. And Coach Tim goes with Tony, Luke, Axel, with Bennett and Nolan. And Luke wins the draw to himself. Now Tony collects it as they move backward to Nolan. To Tony. Up to Luke, and now the Vipers break out into the Peoria zone. Peoria intercepts though, and they are able to clear. Icing is waved off, and Bennett will need to play it. Now Luke leaves it for Tony, who leaves it for Nolan. Nolan tries to dump it forward, only Peoria there. And Peoria has a chance coming the other way now. Now, 3 defensemen got back for the Vipers, able to head that chance off. 23 seconds left in the Mustang penalty. 10:06 in the second, 1-0 Vipers. Now Jacob, Eli, and Sebastian will be out there with David and Mason. Peoria wins the draw, tries to get a quick shot off, it doesn't get through. Vipers try to stretch pass, doesn't work. Now David. Oh, he loses the puck. And Peoria the other way. Bad angle shot, saved by Sam. 4 seconds left on the kill. Yep. Coach Tim looking to talk to the ref. So Vipers going with Kyle, Stas, Brendan, with Bennett and Mason. Steven is heading off the ice. It looks like his day is done after that 5-minute boarding penalty against him. Hopefully he's okay. All right, Stas wins the draw to Mason now, goes cross ice to Brendan, trickles out of the Viper zone. Mason tries to dump it, or I'm sorry, Mustangs try to dump it in, and they are offside. So here come the Vipers now to center ice. Kyle battles for it. Comes to Peoria, who sends it cross ice and in. Bennett able to get it out. And some sort of conversation going on between Peoria and the ref. Sebastian was knocked down. I don't see a penalty being called. No call there, just stoppage of the play. So Luke, Tony, Axel, David, and Nolan. And Peoria takes the puck in the Viper zone, looking for a centering pass. Nobody home to the defenseman. Shot on Sam is blocked. Rebound given. And Peoria was right on the doorstep. Sam makes a nice save. Still 1-0. And the draw goes behind the Viper net to Peoria. Looking to pass back. Cannot connect. It goes deep back into the Peoria zone. Axel racing for it. And puck squirts free to Peoria, who now comes out and have a 2-on-2 the other way into the Viper zone. Bennett back. Shot off. Saved by Sam. Rebound to Peoria. They cycle back. And that shot is deflected in front. And now Bennett. Oh, Peoria player lost his helmet. Stoppage of play. So Brendan, Jacob, Eli. And Nolan and Mason. And the draw comes along the near side, where Jacob able to get it to Mason and over to Nolan, up to Eli. Eli tries to center it, gets blocked, but into the Peoria zone. And Vipers not able to keep the zone. Peoria almost had a break the other way, and now they do, as the puck squirts free, and they score. Unlucky play there. The puck just happened to squirt loose to the Peoria player in center ice. We weren't ready for it. He's able to beat us all back for a breakaway. Beats Sam, and it's 1-1. 7:46 left in the second. Face off at center ice comes to Peoria. Dump it in deep to the zone. Oop. Oh, and now we lose it right in front. Fortunately, Sam's able to save that. Peoria able to keep it in there and pressure on. Now Kyle back to Bennett. Up to Sebastian, whose pass doesn't connect, and it goes back behind the Viper net. Peoria comes away with it. Up to the defense, shot deflected just wide, and now puck is in the corner, controlled by Peoria, and now they lose it to David. Now gives it back to Peoria, and they are going to be calling a penalty on Stas. And the Vipers are going to go on the penalty kill. Oh, they're calling that, I'm sorry, calling it on David, not on Stas. So Luke and Axel out there on the kill with Oliver and Nolan. Draw goes to Peoria. Back to the defense, is blocked. Scramble in front of the net, saved by Sam, comes back to Peoria. Shot to the middle, doesn't get through, and now Luke able to clear it to center ice. Axel loses a stick, goes off for a change. Tony comes on in his place. And now Peoria. And Vipers try to clear it. They can't. But Luke able to intercept. And now to Tony at center ice. Now Peoria comes back the other way. And they dump it into the zone. Centering pass. Oh! Peoria man whiffed on it. Otherwise they had a great chance. And now Peoria keeps it in the zone where they cycle over to the near side. Shot blocked by Brendan. And Jacob able to clear it. And now Peoria comes back the other way. Peoria shot goes wide as Bennett battles below the net for the puck. Mason comes in to help. And Peoria goes back to the defense. Tries to put it to the front of the net. That is blocked. Well, and now the Vipers get it to center ice, but they can't dump it. And Kyle over to Bennett. Bennett facing some difficulty from Peoria. And now the puck goes behind the Viper net. And Peoria still controls. Out to their D. That shot is blocked over the net. And puck remains in the Viper zone. Now, Kyle able to intercept. Clears it to center ice. And the Vipers are going to go off for a badly needed change. Eli and Axel out on the ice now. But here comes Peoria into the Viper zone. Gets blocked by the net, though. Bennett up ahead to Axel. And now Axel leaves it for Eli, who lost it at his feet. Unable to keep the puck in the zone. Nolan comes back. Up to Axel. Back to Nolan. Vipers playing with fire with the puck there. It looks like they're going to call a penalty on the Vipers. Calling Nolan 2 minutes for an elbow. I'm not sure I saw that. So the Vipers will go on the penalty kill. And we've got Tony and Luke out there with David and Mason. 3:36 left in the second. And Peoria has a 2-man advantage. I'm sorry, has a 2-minute advantage. Here comes Luke. Able to... What? Oh, and now they're... Well, now it will be a 2-on-3. Or I'm sorry, my apologies. Now it will be a 5-on-3 as Luke is called for a high stick. Oh, and Steven Ernst coming back out onto the ice now, heading towards the bench. That's a good sign. Hopefully he's able to play. If they just rub some dirt on it, he's good to go. So, here we go. Tony Harmon out there with David and Mason on the 5-on-3. Peoria with the shot. Goes wide. And Peoria scores. That was actually a pass that probably hit 2 or 3 different sticks along the way and deflects into the net past Sam. 2-1 Peoria. 3:16 left in the first. The first Viper penalty is cleared. 1:46 left on Luke's penalty. So it'll stay 5-on-4 now. Jacob and Brendan with Steven and Bennett. And Peoria wins the draw. and bring it into the Viper zone. And have a clear shot, but Sam sees it the whole way, makes a nice save. So a minute 36 left to 5-on-4. And Peoria wins the draw. Back to the defenseman. And now the pass was deflected behind the Viper net. And now we turn it over to Peoria in a bad spot, but they have to regroup back to the defenseman. And now they're open in the high slot. Shot gets through and is saved by Sam. Minute 13 left on the Viper penalty. 2:43 left in the second period. Oliver and Mason out there with Kyle and Sebastian. And Peoria controls it along the blue line. And the cross-ice pass is blocked nicely by Sebastian. But Peoria still collects, and they pass it out of the zone and have to regroup. 50 seconds left in the Viper penalty. And Peoria able to negotiate themselves in, pass in front. Good defense there by the Vipers there. Somebody got shoved into the goal. I am not sure if there's a penalty on that or not. I don't think so. Nice job by the Vipers. 33 seconds left on the Mustang power play. And Stas takes the draw, won by Peoria. And they dump it down low behind the Viper net. David comes on, rubs his man off the puck. But Peoria able to keep it in the zone. Oh, shot was deflected. Sam saw it. Nice save. And Peoria able to keep it in. Long shot from the defense is blocked and cleared into the Peoria zone. And that'll do it for the Viper penalty. Both teams at full strength. And now Mason collects in his own zone up ahead for Stas. But the Mustangs are offside. A minute 24 left in the second period. 2-1 Mustangs. Brendan, Jacob, and Eli for the Vipers. Mason and Steven on defense. Well, Mustangs come away with the draw into their zone. They've got a 2-on-2, but somehow they got a shot off, but Sam saw it the whole way. Now Mustangs get it back, dump it into the zone. Now Brendan on the near side. Vipers were playing with the puck a little bit too much. Came away to the Mustangs on the far wing. And he's able to bury it. 3-1 Mustangs. 51 seconds left in the second period. So Axel, Luke, and Tony out there with Bennett and David. Axel brings it into the Peoria zone. Now Luke. Ooh, bad angle shot, but didn't miss it by much. And now Peoria comes back the other way. A nice pass had the Peoria man set up, but he couldn't control it. But Peoria maintains control right in front of the Viper net. Ooh, and it squirted just in front of the crease. Fortunately, nobody was there to hit it for Peoria. And they keep it in the zone. Now, Sebastian able to clear it. Vipers in on a change. Peoria gets a shot off right at the end of the period. Easy save by Sam. And we head to the third period. Mustangs 3, Vipers 1. Vipers controlled the game for the first three quarters of the first period, but since then, Peoria has had the answer. As we start the third period, it will be Kyle, Stas, and Sebastian out there with Mason and Nolan. The Vipers need to find some offense. I see that Peoria made a goalie change. Hopefully the Vipers can take advantage. So, here we go. Vipers win the draw. Kyle dumps it into Peoria zone. Peoria able to clear it. Mason chases in his own zone. Over to Nolan. Up ahead to Kyle. Nice pass to Stas. Stas over to Sebastian. Sebastian shot saved. No rebound given. And Vipers coming off for a change. Eli, Jacob, Brendan with David and Bennett. Face off in the Mustang zone. And Brendan collects the puck now. Behind the Mustang net. Tries a backhand flip pass to Jacob. Jacob now back to Brendan. Brendan able to send it back to David at the point. David's shot goes wide. Was hoping for a deflection. Didn't get it. Bennett able to keep the puck in the zone. But now it squirts free to center ice. David has to retreat. Now, up ahead to Eli. Puck is in the Peoria zone. Dumps it deep for Luke. Luke looking to center it. Deflected over to the corner where Brendan comes away with it to Luke. Oh, and too many sticks in there. Luke and Brendan almost had a chance, but Peoria there now. Peoria pushes it back. And now David takes it out of his own zone, leaves it for Tony. And now Axel. Over to Luke. Luke dumps it in deep to the Peoria zone, where it's Tony Harmon. Now Peoria has it, coming out of their zone. Cross-ice pass misses. This will force a save by Sam, collected by Mason, who bounces it back off the boards to Steven, up ahead to Axel. And Steven trying to control the puck. Comes to Sebastian into the zone, but too many Peoria men. And now stops with it at center ice. Makes a couple moves. He's got Sebastian heading to the net. Shot goes wide. And now Peoria out of their zone. Nolan up ahead to Kyle. Kyle dumps it deep for Stas. Back to Kyle. Kyle behind the net. He's got Sebastian right up in front. Unable to get trigger on the pass to Mason, who fires a shot, gets deflected wide. Now centering pass cleared away by Peoria. Mason dumps it back in. And now Kyle in the far corner gets shoved into the boards. No call. And Peoria comes away with it, able to chip it up off the boards. And now we got a foot race. And Peoria able to get a shot off, but it goes high. To Peoria. Fires a shot wide. And now the Vipers are going to go on the power play again. And it will be a rough on Peoria with 11:11 left in the third. Vipers will go for a 2-minute power play. Eli, Brendan, and Jacob with Bennett and David. And Jacob takes the draw. Now back to David. Over to Bennett. Oh, Bennett had Brendan in front. Fired it. Deflected just over the net. And the Vipers able to keep it in the zone. Now to Eli. Eli in the high slot. Again had Brendan in front. Put the shot on. Goalie was able to see it and make the save. But Brendan comes away with it in the corner. To Bennett. Minute 30 left in the Mustang penalty. And Brendan in the near wing. Shot is blocked. And cleared to center ice. And now David. David leaves it for Brendan. Brendan in the high slot. Shot is blocked. Deflected into the Peoria goalie's glove. And he holds on. Minute 9 left in the Peoria penalty. Luke, Axel, Tony with Nolan and Steven. And the faceoff comes to Luke. Back to Steven. Back to Luke on the near wing. And Nolan was creeping up the backside, and Luke found him with the pass. Just hard to find the trigger. And Luke with a nice pass to Axel. Axel up front to Tony. Oh, Tony was right in front of the net. Put a nice shot on. Gets just deflected wide by a Peoria stick. And now Steven up top puts a shot on. Goes wide. Vipers starting to get some sustained pressure on this power play. Now Tony, his centering pass is blocked. And Peoria breaks out of the zone. And now the Vipers are going to get called for a penalty. I think they're going to get Nolan on a slash. So, there'll be 18 seconds of 4-on-4, followed by minute 42 of Peoria power play. So So it's Sebastian and Kyle with Oliver and Mason for the 4-on-4 and start of the Peoria power play. So Peoria's shot goes wide. It's into the corner now. And Oliver will take his man off, but there's another man there able to control it. Peoria, their penalty is now over. And so they start their power play. And now Peoria comes into the Viper zone. Mason's able to take his man off the puck. And it is not cleared out of the zone. Peoria able to keep it in. They dump it back towards goal, saved by Sam. Minute 20 left in the penalty, the Viper penalty. 8:47 left in the third period. So Jacob and Stas out there with David and Bennett. And the draw goes to Peoria. And they take it down low. And now Peoria back to the point. Pass does not connect. It is going to skate back to the Peoria zone. Stas is going to get there first. He's going to be able to kill off some penalty time. Now the puck comes to David. Ooh, shot went between Peoria defenseman's legs, but the goalie still saw it and was able to block it. However, Viper's able to keep it in the Peoria zone. Now Peoria comes out, but the man wasn't looking for the pass. Goes to David, who goes behind his own net to Bennett. Brendan up to Stas. We got 30 seconds left on the power play, on the Peoria power play. Stas back to David, tries to go cross ice. Peoria now. Peoria brings it into the offensive zone. And nice stick by David ends that chance. Puck goes along into the corner where it's taken by Brendan. Back to Steven. Steven back to David. David up to Eli. And the Vipers cannot clear it out of the zone. And now David trying to go cross ice, gets picked off. Fortunately, they couldn't handle the pass. But Peoria is able to keep it in the Viper zone. Now the puck comes to Peoria. Shot on, saved by Sam. And David comes away. David with a nice move past his man, in on the goalie, shot, scores! Nice play by David. Took that one coast to coast, beat his man, deked out the goalie, able to put it in the open netting. It is 3-2 Peoria with 6:54 left in the game. So Tony, Luke, and Axel out there with Bennett and Mason. And the Vipers win the draw. It goes in their own zone, but they lose it there. And now Peoria, centering pass blocked. Ooh, Peoria with this pass to the man right in front of the net. He shuffles it wide. And now out come the Vipers. Axel for Luke into the Peoria zone. Back to Axel. He's got a shot if he scores! And we're tied. Luke and Axel with a little give and go. Axel's able to bury it in the upper left corner of the net. Nice play. And we've got a tie ball game. Or puck game, as it were. All right, Kyle, Stas, and Sebastian out there with Nolan and Steven. Peoria takes the draw, though, and dumps it in to Nolan. Peoria unable to really corral the puck. And now they have it to their defense, who sends it back in deep to the Viper zone. And now here come the Vipers. Sebastian unable to get the puck into the Mustang zone. And it comes the other way. It skates down into the Viper zone where it is collected by David. And he breaks out with Kyle. Looking for Stas. Pass doesn't connect. But Stas still able to control the puck. Now back to Jacob. Sebastian to Stas. And Sebastian was looking for it, didn't get it. Now he has it in the corner where he loses it to Peoria. Now they break out of the zone. And the Vipers offer a change. Oh, Peoria man was open on the backside, but he whiffed on the attempt. And still, Peoria still has the puck. And now the Vipers into the Peoria zone. And Vipers offside. Faceoff will come out of the Mustang zone. Eli, Jacob, Brendan with Nolan and Bennett. Jacob on the draw. And it squirts into the Peoria zone. Now they're able to clear it to center ice into the Viper zone. Bennett back. And Peoria man forced out wide by Eli. And now a scrum on the near board. Comes to Peoria. Now Peoria to the defenseman. Shot gets deflected. Saved by Sam. And the puck is at Nolan's feet. Oh, and Peoria had a man open right in front. Gets the shot off. Great save by Sam. So Tony, Luke, and Axel out there on offense for the Vipers. Can't clear the zone. Peoria has it to the high slot. Oh, Peoria had a clear shot. It hits the crossbar and deflects to the corner. Now to the top and dumped back into the zone. Now Peoria on the near board sends it in behind the Viper net. And now the Vipers able to clear it to center. Axel able to get there, beats his man, finds Luke. Luke had to collect the puck there for a second. Was kind of bothered when he shot it, but the Vipers keep it in the zone. And now Peoria, and that will be an icing. So the faceoff will come all the way down. So Stas, Kyle, and Sebastian with Oliver and Mason. And now Peoria into the zone. Dumps it in front. Puck is shuttled wide. And now to the far side. Mason collects. Up ahead to Kyle. Leaves it for Stas. Stas's entry pass is blocked, but then it comes to Sebastian. Back to Oliver. Ooh, Oliver's shot gets deflected up over the net. Into the corner now. And Peoria able to clear the zone as they go off for a change. Now Oliver over to Mason, who dumps it into the zone. 2 minutes left in the third period. A 3-3 tie. Now Stas in the corner. Mason's pass is blocked and Peoria comes back the other way. Nice stick by Nolan. And Peoria able to send it back in. All right, and it looks like they're going to get a penalty on Peoria for a slash with 1:26 left to go. So the Vipers in a 3-3 game will get a power play. So Axel, Luke, and Tony out there with Bennett and Steven. The draw comes to Peoria, and they come out of their zone to center ice and dump it in. Now Tony Harmon in over the blue line. Tried to leave it for Luke, but there was nobody there but Peoria people. Now Peoria the other way, able to break through. Oh, and had a prime opportunity. Great save by Sam. He was not fooled at all. But the Vipers gave up a shorthanded chance there. Now Tony dumps it into the Peoria zone. Brendan able to battle for it along the boards to Luke. And Luke in the corner now. Now Brendan to Luke. Behind the net. Luke to Tony. Oh, and Brendan right there. He scored! Oh! Oh, I'm not. Hey! Not sure what happened there. There's a scrum in front of the net. The Vipers definitely hit the post, and then goalie whacked somebody in the head. I'm guessing it was number 10. And now they're going to talk about it. And looks like no action. So, 25 seconds left in the game. Vipers still with a man advantage. And here we go with the face-off. And it is going to be cleared out of the zone for an icing. 20 seconds left, 54 seconds left on the power play. And the face-off will come right back down to the Peoria zone. So, Sebastian, Stas, and Kyle with Mason. Oh no. And the Vipers lose the puck. Peoria on an odd man break. Oh, what a save! Sam! And another little scrum in front of the net. What a play by Sam, though. Vipers give up another another shorthanded rush. And Sam shuts the door on him again. So we have Sebastian, Kyle, and Luke. Wait. So here we go again. Sebastian, Kyle, and Luke with Mason and David. Sebastian comes in for the face-off. Wins it to Mason, whose pass does not clear the zone. And that is going to do it for the third period. And we will go to overtime. Usually it is 3-on-3 in overtime, but since the Mustangs have 34 seconds left on their penalty, it will be 4-on-3 for the Vipers. We'll play a 5-minute overtime. If they're still tied, then we will go to a shootout. Oh no, I take that back. I don't think we go to a shootout. We go to a tie. Another good close game. The Vipers scored 2 in the third to tie it up. Board shows 28 shots on goal for Peoria, 25 for the Vipers. Both games have been very close, tightly contested games. Let's hope the Vipers can pull this out in OT. So the Vipers starting out there with Luke, Axel, Mason, and David. And here we go in overtime. Draw won by Peoria, who are able to dump it into the Viper zone. Now David up to Luke, cross center ice, into the zone. Pass is deflected, but back to Luke. Leaves it for David. Cross ice for Mason. So David on net is blocked by Peoria, and they come back the other way. 5 seconds left in the Peoria penalty. And both teams are at full strength, 4-on-4. And now, Luke left the puck, thought David was there. He wasn't. Now Peoria has a chance, but Luke able to knock it away with a stick to David. Over to Mason. Up to Luke at center ice. And he will bring it into the Peoria zone, looking for Sebastian. Pass doesn't make it. And Peoria collects, sends it down the length for icing. The face-off will come back into the Peoria zone. 3:56 left in overtime. So now Vipers having to take a man off. We're going to go to 3-on-3. It will be Sebastian, Stas, and Mason for the Vipers. Face-off on the Peoria zone. And it comes to Mason at the point, who puts it on net. Saved by the goalie, no rebound given. And the face-off now comes to Peoria. And Peoria coming back now into the Viper zone. Mason there to head off the rush. And now Peoria finds the man on the far side wide open. Shot to... Oh! 2 great saves by Sam. The initial shot and then the rebound came right to Peoria. They put it back on net, and Sam is there to block it once again. And now Tony Harmon comes on the ice. And Peoria brings it into the zone. And Peoria able to keep control of it behind the Viper net, tries to pass it in front. That goes right to Sebastian, who takes it out of the zone, over to Tony. Tony in the Peoria zone. Leaves it for Sebastian to David. Hard shot fired. Nice save by the Peoria goalie. And now David comes away with it. Cross ice to Tony. Tony dumps it into the Peoria zone. And now Brendan able to come away with the puck. He controls. Over to David. David with the shot is blocked over the net. And Brendan along the near board controls it, keeps it in the zone. Tries to pass in the middle for Kyle. But Peoria able to get in the way. Now back to center ice with David. Near side here to Brendan. Into the zone. His pass misses Kyle. And Peoria coming out of it. However, their pass doesn't connect. And David able to control in his own zone. Up ahead to Luke. Just under 2 minutes left to go in overtime. Now Luke into Peoria zone, beats 2 men, has a shot. Nearsighted shot is blocked by the goalie. And now Peoria able to clear the zone. Back to center ice. David is back there. Able to push his man off the puck. And now it squirts free to Axel now. Oh! The puck had squirted free to Peoria, who continue to control the puck. Now they're cycling with far side. Oh, what a save! A great pass by Peoria found the backside man, but Sam saw it, got across there, and made a great save. Now Peoria again. And they try to wrap around tight angle shot. Sam saves it easily. It goes deflected out of play. And we've got 1:04 left in the third period. 3-3 game. So Jacob and Eli are going to be out there with Mason. Now the face-off to Peoria. Long shot. Oh! Long shot saved by Sam. The rebound. Great save by Sam. And Peoria controls. 54 seconds left. He shoots. Oh! Another save by Sam. Now Mason comes away with it. Out of the zone. Into Peoria zone. Shot on. Save. And the rebound. Oh! The goalie had given a uh-oh, no. And Jacob had fallen. And Sam's got to come out of the net to make a nice play. Come on, Eli. Oh, Eli. Here's Eli now. Can't control the puck. 25 seconds left in the game. And Peoria sends it into Viper zone. 15 seconds left. And the Vipers, there we go. And the Vipers come away with it. Tony Harmon on the break. He's got a man with him, but he's free. He scored. Oh, it hits the post. Oh, and the Vipers were an inch from winning it right there. It hits the post. And this game is going to end in a 3-3 tie. Wow. Well, that was one exciting overtime period. The Vipers fought hard. Another great game. But the game will end in a 3-3 tie. All right, the next broadcast for the Viper International Streaming Network will be tomorrow against the Express. And it'll be our last regular season game. And thanks for listening, folks.